old man's gift. Wandering from one town to another, two brothers met an old man with a long grey beard carrying a sack. They told him that they were seeking happiness. He smiled and pulled out a handful of gold coins. "Will this help you?" he asked. "Oh yes," said the elder brother, taking the coins. Then he held out a bright red ruby and asked, "Who will take this?" Again, the elder brother took it. Then the old man asked them to help him carry his sack to the village. The elder one stood silent, while the younger one willingly carried it. At the edge of the village, the old man said, "The sack and all that it contains is yours, my boy." "But I can't take away your sack," said the boy. "No, it's a gift," said the old man, and he vanished in a trice. The boy opened the sack to find it filled with precious stones. The Nightingale. A nobleman loved to collect birds. One day, he caught a nightingale. The bird pleaded with him to let her go. "Why should I let you go?" he asked. "I will give you very useful advice, sir," replied the nightingale. He laughed and let her go, asking, "So, what's the advice?" The nightingale sat on a branch and said, "Don't be sorry for what can't be bought back, and don't trust everything someone tells you." The nobleman said, "How will that help me?" "You have allowed me to fly away," replied the bird. "I have a priceless jewel under my wing. Now you can't get it back." The nobleman cursed his luck. "You sly bird, I shouldn't have let you go," he said. "But you shouldn't believe what I say either," laughed the nightingale. "How can I hide anything under my wing when I have to spread it like this?" And away flew the naughty nightingale. Tray, the pointer. A young man set off on Captain Hamilton's ship for the East Indies, taking with him his dog, a pointer named Tray. Pointers are used by hunters as they can always sniff out where game animals, usually some birds, can be located to hunt. When they were far out at sea, Tray began to sniff. His owner said he was sure that land was nearby, although they could only see water around them. "Tray is never wrong," announced the young man. "I will bet you 100 guineas that he can smell game." The captain consulted others and then took up the challenge. Suddenly, a shout went up from the sailors. They had harpooned a huge shark. Tray was barking and sniffing happily. When the shark was cut open, live partridges were found inside. One of them sitting on 4 eggs. A 5th egg hatched, and the little bird grew up with the cat aboard the ship. The feather. The hens were roosting in their coop when one feather dropped from a little white hen. 2 hens sitting below saw the feather fall, and one of them said, Did you see that? The white hen is making herself pretty by pulling out some of her feathers. The other hen exclaimed, "She thinks she's prettier than all of us?" Mrs. Owl, roosting high up near the ceiling, heard them and said to her husband, "Those hens are complaining and fighting. Don't listen to their gossip," instructed her husband, tucking his head under his wing. But her remark had been overheard by some neighboring hens. One of them whispered, "Do you know two of the hens are fighting? They must be pulling out each other's feathers," replied the other. A sleepy hen woke up to hear this and exclaimed loudly, "5 hens are fighting?" The white hen heard it and thought, "I wonder what happened," and she went back to sleep. The door of St. Olaf's Church. There was a great treasure at Klumhoi, guarded by a dragon. 3 men in the village heard about it and decided to dig for it. "It's necessary to be completely silent," said one of them. "Otherwise, the dragon will wake up." So, determined to remain quiet, they took their spades to dig up the treasure. They dug fairly deep till the spades hit something with a clang. They found they had hit a large copper chest. Scraping away the rubble, they found a huge ring on the lid of the chest. The 3 of them combined their strength to pull up the ring, but it seemed fixed very firmly. After tugging for a while, it moved. So, one of them excitedly said, "Once more and it'll open." The chest flew off and fell into a lake, and they were left holding the ring. They fixed it on the door of St. Olaf's Church.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.